Yo, motherfuckers.
Ya hoes.
Ya hoes. Merry Christmas, everybody. It is another Christmas tradition. Aislinn and I both definitely had the same vibe of holiday themed sweaters, leggings, and socks. Melissa, on the other hand, went ham.
Where's my ears?
They look so good, and I'm very into this.
Thank you.
As our guest, I already just said, Aislinn Paul is here again.
Hello.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, you have a
Happy
matching scrunchie. I brought a matching scrunchie, but I didn't put it around my wrist.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was going
to. And it's perfect because you did the red theme. I did the green theme. Yeah.
It's the holidays. Well, it's the holiday. Now the holidays are almost over. Is New Year's one of those?
No, this is before. This is going to be the episode that comes out like the day before Christmas Eve.
The day before Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Okay, I lied. I said Merry Christmas Day. Yeah. Did I say Merry Christmas?
I don't know, but just say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Ho, ho, ho. I already did that too. What other holiday things are there? Yuletide.
Fireside.
Santa.
Mrs. Claus.
Chestnuts.
Elves.
On fire.
And snow.
That's about it.
It's a good time. Mott and I are watching. We've been watching a lot of very bad Christmas movies, and we were starting to watch one. And then he goes, "Oh, this is not a Christmas movie." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "No, this is just a snow movie. There is no holiday. It's just like they're in the snow." And I was like, "No, I think it's a Christmas movie." He goes, "No, this is a classic snow movie."
Hallmark now separates them. There's holiday movies and then Christmas movies.
Oh.
So, yeah.
But are holiday movies like the season of
Yes.
Okay, but this one had nothing. It was just snow on the ground.
That probably would have been considered just a holiday movie.
Yeah, it was not jolly. And I also, I'm just going to say, the Christmas one, we watched the Lea Michele one where she's in Hawaii. No, but I was disappointed because there was no snow. It was I know it was about Christmas, but it didn't feel
Didn't it take place in, California?
No, Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii.
Yeah, and Brian Greenberg was in it, and we were supposed to believe that he was a villain, but then they realized that no one believed Brian Greenberg's a villain. So in it, they were like, "He's not a bad guy," and I'm like, "I know." This is just it was just very it was an odd one, but we enjoyed it. Now my prerequisite is I don't want a snow movie, I want a Christmas movie, but a Christmas movie needs to have snow.
Yeah,
which is what I've decided now.
That's why every Hallmark movie, it's about some big-time hotshot lawyer who is in the big city and then goes back to their small town where it's just permanently snowy.
That's what my sisters were saying, that I could be a Hallmark movie because I came to the big city.
Oh my God.
And then I go back and she was like, "You need to find a man with 2 children.
Who has a bakery."
A bakery, yeah, absolutely.
And
Baked
his wife died and now he's trying to find love again for the holidays.
Yep.
And I was like, "No, thank you. That sounds like nothing I want."
Yeah, no, but I would watch it. I'm pretty sure I have watched that exact specific one.
Yep.
It's a good time. If you guys are new here, I'm assuming you're not, but if you are, welcome. Hello. If you want to give us a call for an upcoming episode, sorry, I'm out of it. I took Dayquil. Give us a call at 310-694-0976. And if you're an international listener, you can send us an audio message at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. Was I right with that number?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you slurred the numbers a little bit. But
but you were right.
310-694-0976.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I really flubbed at the last one.
The last one, that was the first time I ever said the number out loud. And I was like, "Oh, I actually do know this."
It's weird though. Doesn't it seem like you either do or you don't?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Obviously, the only 2 fucking options there are. Well, anything else before we hop in? Should we just hop in?
Let's do it.
Should we... What's a Christmassy action?
Should we slay?
Slay in. Yeah, should we wind in? Jingle in?
Yeah, jingle all the way.
Jingle all the way?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Meghan, Melissa, and possible guests. So I watch your podcast daily before I go to sleep, and I never thought I'd be calling, but here we are. I'm 22 years old, and I live in an Arab country. Just to give you some context, I've never had a boyfriend, and I've always thought it was because I was fat. But recently, I lost a lot of weight, like 100 pounds, and that didn't really change anything. It's not like I'm scared of approaching guys, and I get along really well with them and have a lot of guy friends. But I think because I grew up with older brothers, and I have an immature sense of humor, I'm always more of like a bro than a friend. Which is fine because I love all of my friends, but I can never imagine being with them. So I thought I'd try out Tinder. to meet some guys with the intention of it possibly becoming romantic. Where I'm from, it's not really common for girls and it's kind of shameful. But there's this guy I met on there that I've been talking to for over a month now, and we've gone out a lot, and I've introduced him to my friends and he's introduced me to his, but I don't know how I feel about him. I'm a Gemini and he's a Cancer, and I found this thread about our signs relationship and I found a lot of our issues on there. Like, I'm not a very emotional person, I'm not lovey-dovey, and I've made that pretty clear from the start. But he's very full-on and emotional, and it's very early on. Like, it's been like that from 1 week in, and I don't know how I feel about that. He wants, like, daily hour-long calls, and he likes to fall asleep on the phone, like, listening to my voice and telling me that he misses me only a few hours after seeing me. And I know it's, like, shit that any girl would want to hear, but because it's so early on, your podcast is playing in the background, it doesn't feel genuine. Like, 1 week into knowing each other and you already miss me an hour or two after seeing me. I don't know. I like spending time with him in person, but I hate what he's like on the phone. And I even told them that I wasn't really a call person, but he stopped for like 2 days and then went straight back to calling. And it's not like we talk about anything, like, it's just stupid small talk. I don't know how I feel, and I don't want to lead him on, but he's honestly great, and I worry about finding someone that's as good as he is.
Honestly, someone who makes me cringe over text is like, that's nothing. Oh, I wouldn't be able to get past it enough to go like meet up in person over and over and over again, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. But at the same time, I guess what's more concerning is just if you are setting boundaries and asking for certain things and then he's not changing or adapting to be with you, that's more of the concern than like if you find him kind of cringy or if like you do or don't like him. I think that's more of like a red flag that you should be thinking about. But if it's just about like how you feel about him and you're comfortable giving it more time, you might as well maybe set those boundaries again, ask for a little bit more like freedom and some more like boundaries to spend less time together and see how you feel, but also don't let the fear of finding somebody else like stop you from going out there and trying a little bit more. I mean, the idea, of course, of being ashamed of being on online dating, totally get it. It can be really stressful and feel a little bit like, yeah, just a little bit nerve-wracking and a little bit weird to tell friends or family, especially if it's not common in your country. But I would say don't let that be the reason you're going to stay with him because there's plenty of fish in the sea.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I think like, I think, I don't know. For me, I also equate like someone who makes me like cringe, and you didn't even use this word. I'm using this word because that's like stuff how that makes me feel. I also can kind of find that like that's an easy out for me, that like I feel okay if I just don't like them. Or if I just don't like them as much as they like me, or I just feel like we're not it. And I can kind of feel like if I feel like, oh, wow, I'm being a bitch, if I can find that they make me feel cringe or awkward or uncomfortable, I'm like, oh, that's my good out. That like, I don't want to move past, like, that's kind of like my body's response to being like, oh, you don't like this. But I think if you, I don't know. And like also what you said about how like, this is what every girl wants. I think also because you said you don't have a ton of experience, you like, it's not, everyone wants something so totally different. Like you don't have to be like, oh, I feel like I have to like, this is something that I don't necessarily like, but I feel like it's something I should like because I hear other girls wanting this and I feel like I'm a bitch if I'm like turning down a guy because he like likes me too much and he's being too much. That's so valid. Like you're so allowed to feel that way. And I think that like there's this idea that people like want that. And I think some people do really want that, but then those people are matched with people like him. And then there are people who like don't want to be like that with their partner. And then they're matched with people who are more how you're feeling about this situation. But I agree. I think if you say to him that kind of stuff, but you had said that and then it lasted for 2 days and then it kind of just like came right back. So, I mean, I'd say if you want to say it one more time and then see how it kind of goes from there. But I think like, I don't know, I think your instincts are right with this, but like there are so many fish in the sea that this isn't like, I don't know. It's not like you have to like weighing pro con list. Like, oh, a guy who's a misogynist who like is like a total shit and is like hates women and like is horrible and treats me terribly, but like has the texting and calling etiquette that I like versus a guy who's so great and so nice, but doesn't like, you're comparing those two. Like, it's not, there is a happy medium and there is an in between. It's not, obviously you're not going to, I don't think there's like, you can write down every like quality that you want in a partner, because also even sometimes when you do that, like it's not even what you actually want. That was like how I was dating for a while. But I think like you don't have to like sacrifice something that like, I would say that is like boundaries are pretty important, and how you feel regarding how all of this, like it's not a great, I don't know. I don't think it's a great feeling to feel. And I just think that like, spread your wings, find some other people. And also you don't have to tell people you're on dating apps. If there's that like shame and you feel kind of uncomfortable about it.
Nobody's entitled to know that.
No. And I have
Unless
friends who
there's like guys that she knows that sees her and then they're telling people.
just pretend you had no idea.
Yeah, and also they're on those dating apps.
Yeah,
Like,
but it's not shameful for them. That's the
double standard, of course.
But yeah, I mean, I had friends who, one of my friends, her and her ex met on a dating app, and they didn't tell anyone that that's how they met. They like just created a different story. And that was like more on the earlier side of that kind of stuff. So I think if it becomes like that, yeah, you don't have to. And also just lie. If someone says, I saw you on there, you're like, oh, I don't think you did. Like, don't swipe right on anyone you know, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, but I obviously don't want to like give you advice on that, because culturally I don't know that experience. But I think just from like an empowerment side, I obviously can't tell you how to feel in that your own experience. But I think like from our opinion, there's obviously nothing to feel ashamed of, but I definitely think you have every right to like go about it in a way that makes you feel the most like protected in like still being able to put yourself out there.
Yeah. Ultimately, I think it's just about not letting shame or guilt or any of those emotions dictate your choices here. Don't let yourself feel guilty about breaking up with him, but also don't let yourself feel guilty about staying with him. Like, that is what dating is about. If you're not sure yet if he's right for you, you are allowed to keep seeing him and try that out for a little while. But also, if you're very certain that he's like not the guy for you, but you feel guilty about breaking up with him because you know he likes you, you just still have to do that and be true to yourself. And then, yeah, with dating and going on online dates, you can't let the shame dictate your choices. Obviously, if you feel unsafe or you feel like you're somehow in danger, definitely don't do it. But beyond that, you just have to go with your gut and put yourself first in so many ways with this.
Yeah.
That's just the only way to do it. And also with specifically on the astrology thing, I think it's kind of funny because I actually know a lot of Geminis who are a bit more, who are the opposite to you and like go full on from the beginning. So I think, yeah, you can take from the online astrology stuff like what you will, but I also think that what I've also heard about that kind of stuff is to treat that as your initial
it's
meeting, what it's like when you first meet and how it is in the beginning. That doesn't dictate how your entire relationship is going to go. It's just about the struggles that you might have at the beginning. And if you guys can work through those issues, then there's nothing to worry about. So.
And if you find it helpful in a way to understand and like put words to your feelings, but don't like cast yourself in those roles if it's not necessary. Like, do you know what I mean? Like if it can help you understand, like, oh, this makes so much more sense in that kind of way. But it should be more like, I don't know. I think it'd always be helpful, never like scary. Like astrology, and you're like, oh, we're fucked. It should be more like, oh, this makes sense. This is great. Sorry.
Ew.
I don't know. I just choked on my spit a little bit. Well, best of luck. Let us know how it goes. And on
definitely
to the next.
Call back.
Hi, Megan and Melissa and possible guest. I have a lot to get through. My ex-boyfriend and I broke up in May of this year. We were together for 6 years, engaged, had our own place, had a dog. Everything was doing well, I guess, till we broke up, of course. And the reason for that was, I don't know. I still don't know. We kind of just isolated ourselves at that moment in time, and separating was the easiest thing to do. We just didn't speak, and I do regret that completely. But I was shutting him out for something that I was dealing with. I don't think I've told him that. I don't think it would change anything. But in the time of us being split up, he did start seeing someone else. Obviously, he slept with this person, but we were each other's firsts. had only been with each other because we were together since I was 16. So he is all I've known, and I was all he knew till this other girl. Yeah, so I've been uncomfortable with like that because it just makes me feel really weird that it's weird thoughts. But he's not together with her anymore. They only lasted like 2 months, but he was only with her because he felt like it was helping him get over or just kind of disguise the feelings that he was having because he got so depressed. Didn't help or anything like that, as he was telling me. And we have been talking again since September. And in the beginning, he was so confident about what he wanted. He wanted me back. He wanted to work on things. But since then, last couple of weeks maybe, he hasn't been seeing me as much, hasn't been coming over. He doesn't want to do anything. And it's really strange because when we first started speaking, it's like we went straight back to how it was before, which I don't think was healthy. But I think I've gotten attached to that. We have like slept together and everything. Don't know if that's stupid of me to kind of let him in like that again, but I still love him so much, and I know he loves me, but he isn't sure what he wants. He tells me that he wants time. He wants to be by himself for a bit. He wants to figure out his own mind and how he feels. He doesn't want a relationship or anything like that, but I feel like our situation is different since we were together for so long. We were engaged, but I feel like I'm just hurting myself by holding on to something that might not be worth holding on to for, but I just need help.
Oi. Ugh, first of all, I love your accent. This is rough. This sucks. Like, point blank, this definitely fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And I think, like, he doesn't sound like a bad guy. I think he desperately needs to be selfish right now. Like,
as do you.
Yeah, with his feelings. And I think the issue is like, you just want to support him and it's coming at the expense of you. And like, when you love somebody that much and like, he's not saying anything terrible. Like, he wants to take time for himself. He wants that break. And it makes sense, but he doesn't want to lose you because he's still like, he does still really love you. But the issue, like, you can't have both. And I think it's just putting you like, in this like shit position that you're like, quote, like you're like waiting around for him kind of, but it's someone that you're not like, it's someone you're so close to that relationship, like, I don't know, like if you were engaged on, like, it makes so much sense to me how you would just slip into how you used to be. And like, you're going to go back to this mindset of like, oh, it's all fine. But at the back of your mind, you know, it's not. And you know that this is kind of this like very unstable sort of thing that like, you're just constantly going to be like, you're not going to feel comfortable. And I think that's something that it's just, if he wants to take a break, which I think he totally should. And I think if he says that, and even if he like kind of like backtracks on it, I think it's, if I were you, I'd be like, okay, let's take a break. Let's do let's really do this. Like, let's have you take some time for yourself. Even if you think that you like that, you said that in the heat of the moment, if you said it, you felt it, let's act on it. And I think you guys need to really do that because you're right. Like, you might be waiting around for something that like it's never going to happen. And like, maybe if you think about it in the sense of when would you be okay waiting around? And if the only option is you'd be okay waiting around if you ended up together, then maybe you need to not. Maybe you need to take that separation. But if you were like waiting around and you're like, you know what, if it doesn't work, like I can give it 6 months. And if it doesn't work, those 6 months, I'm not going to regret it. I'm going to be okay with it. Then give it that. But if there's only one, if there's all these options in which how it ends, it's going to be like, why did I put myself through this? Then I think you need to take yourself out of the situation. Cause just like logically, like it's a high probability that it's going to happen. And just, you guys have so much history. If you guys are going to end up together, I don't see it. I could see it. Then I think it would happen. I don't think you need to stay so close by waiting around for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think if you're going to have that, like, oh, we were engaged, but I need to work on myself. Like, you guys have been through 6 years. If you do a clean break, a full separation, and then like 5 years from now, you guys come back together. I don't think that's so crazy. I don't think you need to like I don't know, be so close by while that happens. And I think maybe the reason you want to be there through all of that is because you're afraid that like, if you do like leave the picture, he's not going to want to come back.
Well, that's also a huge risk that is involved in actually committing to this being over and you guys going your separate ways for a while. Is there's a huge chance that you will both change in certain ways and maybe you won't want to be with him or he won't want to be with you. But you're so young. I mean, I'd assume you're 22, 23 now. This is such a huge period of change and growth for young people. Like, and if this is your only major relationship to compare to, I think the idea of holding on to it just because it was such a significant part of your life could be a mistake. Obviously, I don't know what your relationship is like, but I think at least giving yourself some time to really commit to this idea of being your own person and being on your own. Go traveling, go on dates, do other things, maybe get like a travel visa, work abroad for a little while, like try something else, try a different chapter in your life. And yeah, maybe things will work out and you guys will reconnect in the future and it'll have been beneficial for both of you. Maybe you'll want to be with him and he'll have moved on and it'll be heartbreaking, but that also is what defines and makes your life, and you will be able to survive that too. And I think it's just important that you don't let yourself, as Meghan's saying, like get frozen and stuck waiting for this guy to make the decisions for you both. Because you did just sort of mention you guys broke up and then he came back to you and said that he wants to get back together. Do you want like to get back together, or is it just because he's come back and said that he wants that? Like, just think about really what you want in your life right now and all the possibilities in front of you. You're so young and there's so much you could do and try now. And if he is the right guy for you, and if you guys do have like a healthy relationship that can be built upon again in the future, then a few extra months, a few extra years won't cost you anything in the long run.
Yeah. No, I think what's going to happen is going to happen. And I think like if you guys, I don't believe in like fate and destiny or whatever, but like if you guys want to work at your relationship and you guys want to be together, you will take those necessary steps to get there. But it's not like just being in love with each other is not enough. And like that sucks to hear that like love isn't enough. Like that's not what keeps marriages together. Like people divorce all the time who love all of that sort of stuff. Like it has to be like both of you want to work on it and you want to be in this right space and you're going to do all of these things to get yourselves there. And I think right now you guys are so relying on just how much you love each other to be enough to make it work and to make his like very valid feelings of wanting to have some like solo time and like work on himself and do all of that stuff. You're wanting that to, or not, I'm not saying, I don't want to say like, but it could be like, it's wanting love to like overpower that very natural sort of feeling. And those feelings I don't think are going to go away, and they have every right to be like explored and to figure that stuff out. And then once you like, I don't want to say, this sounds like I'm saying like, go fuck everyone that moves, but like leaving those stones unturned, you want to come, if you end up being back together or whoever you end up with, you want to be there knowing that like, okay, we've seen everything, we've figured ourselves out, and like, I'm choosing you. This is what I want. This is like, at the end of the day, this is like where I'm at, and this is who I want to be with, and not like but what if, all of that sort of stuff. So I think like, especially because you guys are, your childhood and your whole like adolescence, he's associated with all of that I think it would also be, as much as he wants to figure out himself, I think it'd be great for you to figure out yourself without him too.
So I have kind of a weird question, I guess. First, I should preface this by saying that I was in a relationship that was 3 years long. I lived with him and everything like that. Ended up not working out. Pretty toxic relationship. So fast forward to about a year later. I am in a new relationship. We just started dating. It's been just a couple months. By the way, I'm 23. I don't know if that matters. He calls me babe. And I don't know why, but that just annoys me because that was what my ex called me. And I mean, I know babe is such like a generic thing. Like, it's so stupid. But it kind of like brings up bad feelings. And I don't know if like it's stupid of me to bring it up to him and be like, hey, like, because I don't want to be one of those girls that's like, oh my God, my ex was so crazy, and like blame everything bad on my ex. But at the same time, like, it is something that bugs me. So just advice on, you know, how do I bring this up without seeming crazy, even though it's only like a couple months into the relationship. Yeah. Anyways, love you. Bye.
Why? You're not crazy at
Not
all.
even a little bit
dude.
crazy. At all.
No.
Also, this is the time to bring it up. Like only a couple months into dating. That's the perfect time. Don't wait till 5 years in and then say, hey, by the way, I hate it when you call me babe.
Yeah. Also, I think like you saying that you have a toxic ex and this like, oh, I don't want to be crazy. I don't want to be that girl who blames everything on my ex. Just know that that sounds to me like your ex talking through you. Like you're allowed to like, if you have baggage and like emotional trauma from your ex, you're not a crazy girl or that girl who's like, oh my God, like there's no, you have every right to say that. Like everyone comes into a relationship with previous experiences and stuff of being like, hey, I really didn't like this. And if you just keep it inside, that doesn't make you not like it more. Like it like doesn't make it go away. And like, yeah, you're not crazy at all for saying like the babe thing.
You're also not, it's not like you're accusing him or being suspicious of him or anything like that of like, you know, you had these bad experiences in the past. It's as simple as basically saying like, hey, like, by the way, I think I prefer baby or pumpkin or sweetheart
Sweet
or
potato.
whatever you want.
Hot
like
pants.
like literally any other name. If you just throw it out there and say, hey, I really think I prefer this, or like I find it really cute when you call me this, or
you're offering a solution to the problem.
yeah, you're offering a better option first, and then you don't even have to mention that it's because of your ex that you don't like that one. If he presses you on it, yeah, you should mention it because in the interest of honesty and being open with your partner. But ultimately, I don't think you have to be scared of this conversation at all. It's not a big deal. The only thing I will say is that you should definitely like stress that it's, or not stress that it's important to you, but lay it out as clearly as you can. And then if he takes a little while, if it's kind of like a habit thing for him to break out of saying babe and in switching into something else, have patience with him then too, because then I think that'll cause you more issues down the line if you're getting angry at him then if he like is taking a long time to switch that pattern. But I mean that's not obviously, don't just let him ignore you. But
I mean, I agree, I just would tell him why, because I think that like
it would make it more important in
and
his
I think
mind.
that would avoid like, oh shit, like that makes totally, you know what I mean? That's not just like, oh, she doesn't like the term baby because it's like, or like, yeah, it doesn't like the term babe, like, because I get when you say it on out loud, if someone just told me like, oh, I hate when someone calls me babe, I'd be like, why? Everyone calls everyone babe. Like, what do you mean? But if you're like, oh no, my ex called me that, and like we just had a really toxic relationship, and I know that it's a really common thing, and I think for him it'll be like, oh hey, I don't want to say anything that's triggering to you, but I think you also, if you can say that to him, I think you also he's probably more likely to not like, he's more likely to really to take you seriously and not be like she just doesn't like pet names and that sort of stuff. And if he's a good guy, he'll 100% respect that.
Yeah, because also think about it. If he turned to you and said, hey, I really don't like it when you call me whatever, you as a partner, like you want him to feel loved and supported and like he's in a positive environment and that you care about him. And so I think if you think about it that way, there's nothing about it that's offensive or mean. It's just about like, this is a preference thing. We're early in the relationship. We're learning each other's preferences. And yeah, that's all it is. You don't have to be nervous at all.
No, and it also might not be a forever thing. Like it might be something that the longer that you're in this relationship with him and the more time you spend with him, things like that, it won't feel so triggering. And it might be something that like later down the line, you can also be like, hey, like, and don't feel like you regret, like if like 6 months from now, you're like, you know what? I think I would enjoy it if he had a nickname, like he called me something like that. You can say that again. I don't think, I think especially if it's like fresh trauma, that's so triggering. Also because like you said, you're just starting to like get to know each other. And the last relationship you were in, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's those instincts in you. It's like, oh, my ex-boyfriend used to call me this name. My ex-boyfriend also treated me like shit. And so this new guy's doing it. It's the same sort of relation. It's like a relationship and he's calling you that. And your mind goes, oh, he's going to do this other thing. And he's not, but you have to let him in on that. Otherwise, all of that anxiety and fear, it's going to come out in some way. And you can't just deal with that on your own at all. And also he doesn't want to make you feel that way at all. And it'll force him to be creative. Come up with a cute like pet name for you. best of luck, babe. Kidding. Wow, that was so mean. Best of luck. Let us know how it goes. And if he does come up with a creative nickname, please let us know what it is. Okay, guys, it's time for a quick break and we'll be right back. If there's something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals, BetterHelp Online Counseling can help. BetterHelp offers licensed professional counselors who specialize in issues such as depression, anxiety, relationships, trauma, anger, family conflicts, LGBT matters, grief, self-esteem, and more. Connect with your professional counselor in a safe and private online environment and get help at your own time and at your own pace. Anything you share is confidential, and it is so convenient. You can schedule secure video or phone sessions, as well as chat and text with your therapist. If for some reason you're not happy with your counselor, though, you can request a new one at any time for no additional charge. Best of all, it is a truly affordable option. Our listeners even get 10% off your first month with the discount code BLAME. So why not get started today? Go to betterhelp.com/blame, then simply fill out a questionnaire to help them assess your needs and get matched with a counselor you'll love. That's betterhelp.com/blame. Support from today's show comes from Hinge. Hinge is the only dating app that's designed to be deleted. There are no gimmicks, timers, or games. Instead, every match begins by someone liking or commenting on a specific part of your profile. That way, you can meet your most compatible matches and have unique conversations over what you've shared on your detailed profile. No wonder why it's a dating app for people who want to get off dating apps. And now, Hinge has launched its own podcast. It's called Ghost Stories, and it's about making dating more honest. Hinge brings two people together, one who ghosted the other, and asks them to be transparent. You guys know how much we love this podcast, and we know how much you guys are gonna love it because y'all nosy as we are. One of the episodes that I love, episode 4, this one's with Julia and David. What I find so interesting about this episode is that they don't even really know what happened, and I think that's so fascinating and interesting. Sometimes with being ghosted, you're like, oh, I know this is just one of those like lost in communication sort of things, and I find it so relatable and interesting. And considering their stuff literally started in like high school and then they hated each other and they're finally coming back together. It's one of those things that it feels like, I don't know, it feels like a trilogy, and I'm finally tuning in, and it's very, very, very interesting. And I know you guys are gonna love it. So check out Hinge's podcast, Ghost Stories, on Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you like to listen. Zola makes planning a wedding and attending easier and less stressful with wedding websites, registry, invites, and a guest list manager all in one place. Zola offers free wedding website designs with hundreds of gorgeous designs for every style. It's easy to create your site in minutes, and you can add cool features like a FAQ page, great for tackling awkward questions like, are kids invited? If it was me a wedding that I was attending, I'd hope not, unless they're really cute. Zola is the highest rated registry of all time with all of the benefits you and your guests want, like free shipping and returns and group gifting. Register for gifts, experiences, even honeymoon funds. Zola also offers beautiful, affordable invites and paper, so you can shop your whole paper suite and save the dates and invites and thank yous. They'll even help you collect addresses and track online RSVPs with their free guest list manager. Zola has helped 1 million couples get married, and they'll help you too. So as you guys know, I'm not married, nor am I engaged. Would I love a registry? 100%, just like for everyday life. But I frequently am attending weddings, and literally every wedding we've gone to, everyone's used Zola, and it is so incredibly easy. So you're not getting like repeat gifts. They're like, hey, I want one cast iron skillet. And I'm like, cool, let's do this. It's so great and easy. And also for me, I love to contribute to everyone's honeymoon fund, because then I just like look at them on Instagram later and I'm like, I helped make this happen. Sign up at zola.com/blame today to get your free personalized paper sample. Then use code SAVE50 to get 50% off your save the dates. That's zola.com/blame and promo code SAVE50. Hello, everybody. Why? Hello. No, we're fucking back. Hi, guys. We're back from our break, and we're getting to the rest of the cast.
Hi, guys. I desperately need help trying to figure out if I should tell my boyfriend that I hate the Christmas present that he got me. So he wants to take me to one of those workshop painting classes where you make really cheesy, country chic wooden signs that say things like, love is blind and la la la, you know what I mean. So he told me ahead of Christmas because we have to make plans to schedule it. And the whole time he was showing it, I was trying to fake enthusiasm but really thinking inside, like, I really, really, really hate this kind of thing. And he asked my mom and my sister about it, and they both gave him the go-ahead and told them that they thought that I would love it. And I'm actually kind of surprised that they thought that I would love it, because every time we're in a store, I make jokes about how silly live, laugh, love signs are. P.S. I actually have that tattoo, and I hate it. But I don't know. He asked me to be honest with him about it, but I don't know what to say. I don't know if I should be honest or if I should just pretend like I love it and move on, because I love him and he's awesome and amazing and incredible, and I don't want to hurt his feelings. So what should I do? Should I tell him that I don't love it, or should I make the best of the situation and just do it? My reservation and the reason I'm hesitant to go along with it is because it costs $68 a person, and that's a really good chunk of money. But I also could just make the best of the situation, and maybe I'm just being overdramatic, which I could be just being overdramatic. Thank you, guys.
Oh, I mean,
It's amazing.
this I feel like could have happened to me. This is because Mott's would have asked my best friend Cindy, and Cindy would be like, yeah, it sounds amazing. It's great. It's for you. She would love that. That's amazing. I don't know. I think also, I don't know. I think
You like painting.
yeah, but those country signs, I would, honestly, if I was going to suck it up and go, I would have just gone and like written something that I was like, this is cringy, or like eat my ass. Like,
Oh, I like that.
yeah, you know what I mean? But I think like, I don't know, hurting someone's feelings, like you love him. He's so great. Like he's your great boyfriend. Like you're so happy with him. This idea of like, oh, I really don't want to hurt his feelings. Like it's a present for you. I just don't think I don't think that's so terrible. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not malicious. It's just like, hey, he doesn't want to waste money on something that you won't enjoy. And like, if he gets so butthurt on like oh, but I really thought you were going to like this. Like, oh my God, like so upset over it. Like it's really like, I don't know. I think it's so much better to just be upfront and honest. And then it's also like him getting to know you more. And I don't think anything, like, I don't know, hurt feelings are the worst thing that come out of it. Like, it's not, I don't think that's that bad because your intention's not bad, but maybe I'm just a cunt.
But no, I think
I know, but maybe in this situation, I'm just being too much of a cunt.
I think if this were me in this situation, I think maybe you're focusing a little bit too much on what the end product is. Because I mean, I don't know you personally, but if you have any enjoyment of painting in general, if you like wine, which I assume there will be at one of these things, because that's like the wine and paint night kind of thing, just hanging out with your boyfriend, having a good time, painting whatever, and not really being concerned about what they tell you to paint. Because that's the thing. Yeah, the point might be to try and copy some design that they've decided for the evening.
Home is where the heart is.
But it's just a fucking place with boards and paint, and you can make whatever you want to. Also, another alternative is you make whatever cheesy sign that they want you to make, and then you gift it to your mom for Christmas. She's the one who set you up to do this.
Or the one that says "eat my ass."
Yeah, eat my ass, mom.
But I think because it's not, that's what you sort of have to weigh here is like, if your boyfriend is like thinking like you're going to love the sign and you guys are going to paint these signs for each other and then you're both going to keep them and put them up in your house. No, I really think
that's what he thinks.
Like that's where I think you can just be on, like, try to let him down easy and say like, yeah, this maybe is not like what I would love to do, but maybe we can find something else that's more fun, or maybe we can just go out for a really nice meal that's like, you know, $68 a person. That's a huge amount of money to spend on food and drinks. We could have a great time. So, but if he's more interested in just the doing of craft and doing something fun together, like you can have such a good time just sitting next to each other, painting random shit on an easel, and it could be really fun in that way. So if that is something that speaks to you, obviously, if you're not an artistic person, if you don't enjoy painting, then definitely be honest, because you won't have a good time and he'll know that you're not having a good time.
Yeah.
And that's when it'll also hurt his feelings because he'll feel that you're not enjoying it. But if you think you could enjoy it just in like a genuine sense, painting some stuff, and it's not about the end product, and you can somehow get the end product off your hands, give it away to someone, or
he'll be heartbroken.
But will he? I don't know. Like maybe he just thinks it'll be a fun activity for you guys to do, and he's not even thinking about the end product, and like he doesn't really care. Or like maybe he'll be down for you to both paint something fun and silly. Like you could both paint like Merry Christmas, you filthy animals, or whatever, like kind of cheesy, but still festive. And then also if you make it Christmas themed, you can put it away for 11 months out of the year.
That's a good point.
So
Yeah.
I think if you think you could have a pretty good time doing this, then I say go for it. If you know that your mood will be palpable to him and he'll know immediately that you're not having a good time at this place, then you should be honest beforehand.
Yeah, and I would say I'll just play the other side of it. I think if you to tell him, you definitely like you're great, but you definitely fucked up a little bit when he was showing you, and you're like, yeah, that sounds fun. That seems great. Because if someone shows you something and you don't like it, and you know it's possibly a gift, you're like, yeah, I don't like that. That's not my favorite thing. Or like I will point out random things I like to Moss all the time, like throughout the year, and then I'll turn to him and go, that was not a hint that I want that as a present. I'm just saying that I think that thing is pretty, and he'll be like, oh, okay, cool, good to know. But I think like I would if you want to have like a way to kind of bring it up, because it does feel like you're. I don't know, the moment has passed. You can say something along the lines of like, hey, so I was looking up, like, I know you had talked a lot about like maybe potentially doing like gauging if I was into like that painting thing. And I know I said I was into it, but I looked into a little bit more and it's like so expensive. And I think in theory, the thing that I would find fun is like you and me just like hanging out and doing something together. And like maybe it's but I just think that that's so much money for something that like, I don't think that that's necessarily like the activity that I would love to do. I think I would just love to do anything with you. And if it's going to cost $68, like I'd rather us do something that we're both more into, that it's not, because for me, it's not really about like the activity and that painting thing. Like I'd love to do something like else with you, like for that kind of money. And I think that's a good way to bring it up because it's not, because yeah, I think like the reason why you lied about it is because like you said, like in theory, doing anything with him like would be fun, but it's not your first choice of a thing that you would want to do. And also it's not what you want him to spend his money on, you guys doing, because the thing that you're going to enjoy and you're going to like the most is the free part, which is spending time with him. And I think that like, yeah, he also he wants you to enjoy it. And if you, like you said, if you know, I know for me, I wouldn't be able to, or maybe you just make you say right off the bat, like, I'm going to level with you. I lied. I think that shit's corny as fuck. I regret my tattoo. I think this shit is cheesy as hell. We can still go, but you have to promise to make fun of it with me. Then that can be something else. But I think if you have to like keep up this like appearance, then I think it's not going to be fun for either of you. And even if you're like saving face, I don't think it's going to work out well for you in the end, because he's going to see that and it's not going to be this fun idea that he had. Because he just wants you to have fun. You know what I mean? Like, and if you're not going to have fun, tell him that you're not going to have fun. Best of luck. I hope it goes well. And if you do end up painting, let us know what it looks like. That would be my worst like dream. I mean, my worst nightmare Christmas gift. If someone's like, we're going to paint these like manifesting like happy signage, I'd be like, what? And if you weren't allowed to like have creative liberty to be like, fuck bitches get money. And they're
that's the thing you got to think about is like, if you're the one paying money to this place, you're allowed to do whatever you want, like just short of vandalism, basically. Like just paint whatever you want. It's all good.
Unless it's family friendly.
Yeah.
And then maybe not. Or maybe if everyone's painting the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Like if it's stencils and everyone's painting the same style, or if it's a lot of like talking out loud of being like, and we're here to like, I don't know, if it's cringy and I have someone to like cringe with, I'm fine with cringe. But if I'm the only one cringing, I'm looking around and being like, oh my God, that's the part that I just like, I don't think because I think it'd be incredibly fun if you both went with that same mindset of being like, can you believe this shit? Like, this is so funny. I think that'd be more fun. But that's just me, and I'm cold-hearted Scrooge.
Hi, so I'm calling in for some advice on your most recent podcast for a live call with a girl who has a pretty serious boyfriend but is having issues with the sex. So I had a previous boyfriend who I ended up breaking up with because the sex wasn't good ultimately. I mean, I loved him. We were together about a year or two, but then like I realized that he didn't put my sexual experience first. And so I ended that relationship. But now I'm with my now husband. We've been together for a total of almost 6 years. I've been married for a few of those, of course. But he is amazing. But he puts my experience first. I had to learn the hard way that even though you can love somebody so much, that if they don't put you first, especially in the bedroom, that can be really hard to get past. And some people, no matter what you try to fix in your relationship with them, sometimes it doesn't work out. So I just want to say to that girl, keep that in mind. I mean, I hope that things work out for you, and I hope that the sex gets better. But I do want to say that if it doesn't, just know that when you find the right person, they will put your sexual experience first, and will make sure that you come and that you have a good time as well, without you having to actually worry about it. So I just wanted to give some advice, and I love the podcast. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Hell yeah.
That's so sweet. I'm so happy for you.
Husband putting in that good D.
Mm-hmm. And that tongue.
Just lift the microphone.
Good wet sex.
Fuck yeah. I'm happy for you. It's great. I think it seems one of those things that you think like, oh shit, I don't want to break up with somebody because of like that. You know what I mean? Like it seems like, oh, it's not going to get better than this. Like it's already pretty good. But no, like you'll be with someone else, then you'll be like, wow, I'm so fucking glad I didn't settle for a guy who like didn't really care. But I'm so happy for you. And hopefully all of you engage in good wet sex.
There's one takeaway from this podcast.
It's good wet sex. It's our motto.
Right.
GWS. Well, yay. Congratulations on your husband and his sex abilities. Woo! Should we go on to the update?
We shall.
Anymore.
So this is actually a callback. I don't remember the exact episode, but it was back in the very first season. I was a girl that said she was scared of dick. So I wanted to call back and give you guys some updates. I have two things. One, I had remembered that one of you guys had said that maybe I was gay. Not gay, but I did but I discovered with myself that I'm actually bi. So that was one thing. And then the second thing is I suck dick now. So it kind of was just that I was scared and didn't really know how to do it, and like thinking I was going to look bad, kind of like you guys had said. But I had started a relationship last year with this guy who's my current boyfriend, and he was totally okay with me not sucking his dick. And then I think about like 8 or 9 months into it, he was just kind of like talking about it and like saying how much he would love it if I did it. And I was like, I don't know, like maybe in the future. And like, I guess just like him saying like how happy it would make him and like how much pleasure it would give him, I was like kind of more willing to do it. So I did it. It's so much easier than I thought it would be, first of all. So like anyone else is like scared to suck dick, it's so easy, I promise you, like 100% so easy. And then he also like helps me do it. So like totally ask the guy you're with, like they will not think it's weird if you don't know how to do it, and they can teach you exactly how they want it done too. So like it's perfect for them, and then you don't look stupid. And then also, what was I going to say? I don't remember now. But yeah, so basically I was like, oh, I know. I thought it was gross. I still think it's gross sometimes to this day, and I kind of like gag, and I like if I think about it too much, I still think it's gross. So like I was right, and I do think it's like really nasty, but I do it just because it makes him so happy, and that makes me really happy, and it turns me on. So yeah, I just wanted to update you guys. And the girl that was scared of dick is now only so scared of dick and sex phone. So yeah, I love the podcast, you guys. Long-time listener, and will always continue to listen. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Oh my God, I love her.
That's growth. That's real growth.
It really is. We've come from season 1, you were scared of dick. Now you've given head and you're not as afraid of dick.
And she likes pussy too.
Yeah. I wonder which one of us were like, are you gay? I really hope
I think it was a guess. I think it was like
but whoever it was, I hope we said it a little more delicately than you retold us, where one was like, are you gay? I really hope we had a little bit more like tact with that. But yeah, I mean, I think it's also funny, like, they're like, yeah, the idea of it is still like kind of gross if I think about what I'm doing. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, I don't think that's like a crazy thought to have, but Is it weird to say I'm proud?
I'm very
Yeah,
proud.
so
Very proud.
It's a lot of personal growth. Look at the don't blame me influence you got there. It's great.
We're dick influencers.
Dickfluencers.
Dickfluencers. Oh. Wow. Wow. This is just so exciting for you and your boyfriend. I'm sure your boyfriend also like thinks like that's special. He's like, I'm so special. I'm the only dick that she'll suck. This is amazing. But I also do love that you said that it's really not as hard as scary. I mean, but it's not as like scary and as difficult as people make it out to be. So,
yeah. And I think it ultimately just comes down to trust and respect too for like any kind of oral sex or any sex thing at all. Like doing it's not that complicated, but I think being with somebody who's going to make you feel dumb or bad for not knowing how to just do what they want, which is fucking crazy. That also is just a sign that they don't know. Like they're not that experienced. But as long as you're with somebody that like respects you, I think it is pretty easy and just, go for it.
Pretend you know what you're doing. Doesn't matter.
Ask. You can ask a million questions.
Yeah.
Ask like, what do you like? And you can make it like a sexy foreplay thing. It's all good.
Bow chicka wow wow. God, I'm so happy for you. This is just very exciting. We've made such leaps and strides in our dickfluence. But yeah, that's it for our episode. Aislinn, thank you so much for being on. Plug your shit. Where can people find you on the Instagrams and the tweets?
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on the internet occasionally on Instagram and Twitter at Aislinn Paul. I post sometimes.
She does.
They're beautiful.
They're
pictures,
nice when you post.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Melissa.
They're wonderful. They're wonderful when they're there.
Yeah,
you don't post
when they
for
do
the sake of
occasionally
posting.
Come up. It's worth it. I hope.
It is. It's a fun game. Like, is it when is it gonna happen? I'm always surprised in a good way. If you guys want to call in for an upcoming episode, you can leave us a voicemail at 310-694-0976. And international listeners, you can send us an audio message at meghanpodcast@gmail.com. Check us out on Instagram, Don't Blame Meme Pod. And if you want to listen ad-free, hit us up on Stitcher. And if you want to join our Facebook group, hit us up. If you don't know how to find private Facebook groups, we can't help you. That means you're not smart enough to be in our Facebook group. Guys, it's so not hard.
I won't say where it is, but it's like, just look.
It's really, we're not here to spoon feed you. No. You got to figure this out on your own.
Because over 500 people have figured it out.
So we know it's a you issue. It's not an everybody issue. And also I want to say it's also not like an American or English first language speaking issue at all either.
Nope.
So you really have no excuse. So we would love to have you guys there on our community. It's a ripping, roaring good time. I'm cringy.
Well, the rip and roaring 20s are coming up.
Yeah. I know the end of the decade is near.
Oh, good God. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye. Next year.
Oh, wow.
No, well, there's another episode coming up this year.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho's. Whatever struggles you're facing, from depression and anxiety to trauma and grief, BetterHelp can connect you with a professional counselor in a safe and private online environment. It's so convenient. You can schedule secure video or phone sessions, as well as chat and text with your therapist. And anything you share is completely confidential. Best of all, it is a truly affordable option. Our listeners even get 10% off your first month with the discount code BLAME. So why not get started? Simply go to betterhelp.com/blame and fill out a questionnaire to get matched with a counselor you'll love today.